Welcome into the Scene Project Sports Network. I am your host, Bubba Starts, and you are here tonight because it is Sunday, which means it's time for 789. I'm joined by my co-host, Big B. What's shaking, B?
Not much, man. Just had a fun night last night with me and my son. And tomorrow, hopefully the weather permits or the game goes on, we'll be at the Twins Seattle Mariners game. So
awesome. Well, you'll be seeing Shady's boy, Cal Raleigh. Hopefully he can get the big stick going this time.
Well, it's against the Twins, so we all can probably get the big stick going against that pitching staff.
And those early season successes are far in the rear view mirror now for the Twins, struggling 1-9 in their last 10. Shady, what's going on, brother?
Hey, same old, baby. Braves staying hot right now. Did drop one to the Phillies back like a week ago, but, you know, they're staying hot. Mets consistently staying America's worst team, I think. I think the Mets are taking that crown this year. Other than that, guys, we are good. Sun's shining out here in the South. Balls are flying. You know what I'm saying? Baseball time's here.
We finally got some rain up here in the upper Midwest, and we are not complaining one bit. I had a pretty bad fire not too far from our house, actually, about 10 miles, which is extremely rare for our area, but a controlled burn got out of control. So shout out to our firefighters. But we finally got a bit of rain, so that's out now, and finally getting a little bit of moisture. We're farm country, man. So when nobody curses the rain out here whatsoever, and if you got to miss a baseball game or two because of it, no big deal. We'll bring in our last co-host off the IL this weekend. Pods, what's going on, brother?
Not much. How are you guys doing?
What's up, Pods?
I am tired. I had a long weekend myself. We were out in Deadwood, about 5 hours away. Had a couple of shows this weekend. What'd you say, B? Short nights, long mornings? Yeah, something like that. Like that. But Pods, you had a little medical emergency this weekend. Course related?
Yeah.
Tell us all about it, man.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
So you know those mini brushes like the Groove It?
Oh, okay, yeah.
That you can use to clean your clubs, and you can put them like on your belt loop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I put one on my belt loop, and I went to go snap the magnet back on in place, right? And when I went to go snap the magnet back on in place, it like flipped up on me really aggressively, and it just came and hit me in my hand, my knuckle here, and then my knuckle on my thumb, and I just had like two big lumps on there, and I was like, oh man, you know, I thought it was swelling, but no, it's a couple bone bruises and then a fracture.
Damn.
That's
and
crazy.
by fracture I fractured my ego, because I was like, wow, I thought something worse was wrong with my hand, and it was just a bone bruise. So I got to go golfing this morning. I felt okay, but Saturday and early this morning sucked. But I put my hands in my pockets and like rubbed them against my chest and stuff to get some heat going into my hands. And after that, it felt better. I did wear my gloves.
Pods. There you go, Pods.
So recommend. Pay attention when you're cleaning your clubs and putting them back on the magnet, or you might just pull a me.
Pull a you.
Full Pods.
Hey, everybody tuning in. We appreciate you. Obviously, a massive weekend in sports. Baseball season is in full swing. We're golfing.
NFL draft.
NFL draft going on. Everybody's pissed. That's pretty much what I can judge from every fan base. You know, I haven't followed all of the sports close enough. I was very in on like one team, but now branching out a little bit, I understand that it's ubiquitous. Nobody is happy at the draft. Even if you made like one good pick, then somebody's probably pissed about the rest of it, and you didn't take who they were going to, and great content for us. We're going to talk a lot more football.
As a Kansas City Chiefs fan, I was very pleased with our draft.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, you're the only one. Everybody else hated it. So, and I don't even know anything about their draft or what they did or who talks about it. But It seems pretty much like how
I don't know. I think the Raiders and the Giants had some pretty good drafts. The Patriots had a decent draft.
When you have 13 picks, I hope you can or the number 1 overall, you should be able to do a little something. But we're going to talk more football on Tuesday. We're here to talk baseball tonight. I'll hit the standings real quick just for some posterity.
Dodgers back on
we'll
top
hit the lead off here. Hey, you just back up, buddy. They did lose earlier this week, but we'll start at the top. AL East, Yankees up top. They just it's I don't know if it's nice to see them back in there. This is obviously a surprise for, I think, a lot of people, and we're going to talk more about the coaching shakeup there. Alex Cora out as the Boston Red Sox manager, along with most of his staff. But something's got to break, man. That town cares too much about baseball for you to be a bottom feeder, and things were supposed to be different.
Not to mention, he said he was happy about being fired, so that tells you there's some serious front office issues going on.
Man, yeah, he was a player. He's, the Red Sox, here's my take on the Red Sox. The Red Sox are like every team goes up and down, but the Red Sox have some spikes. He won the World Series, I think, in 2019, wasn't it? The year before COVID?
2018.
That's been like almost 10 years. I hate getting older, but time seems to be going by faster because I remember the 04 game. Like I remember when they won in 04. That seems like literally yesterday.
When they broke the curse of the Bambino.
Yeah, I was on the field at Tropicana when they played the Rays. I was down in Florida for that, and we got to be on the field for all that. But like the Red Sox have always had great managers like Francona and stuff. Cora didn't really fit that for me. Did he fit it for y'all? Like, not that he's not a good manager. He's a good manager.
To me, he fit at the current time and how things were conducted in that time. From that 2018 to the early 21 period. But he never really could recapture that success that he had in the early 20, like late teens, early 20s with those solid teams. Even after winning the World Series, they still went to the playoffs. But I think the thing that really stands out about the Red Sox, my dad's a huge Red Sox fan. And he says being a Boston Red Sox fan outside of being a White Sox fan is the equivalent of being a Cleveland Browns fan at this point.
Have you talked
It's
to
a factory of sadness. Yeah, B, I have talked to Minnesota fans because you absolutely nailed it when you said the Mets streak would come to an end once they played the Twins.
Told you.
Buddy, you should have gone and bought a lotto ticket because that was an right into the future.
That would have been even money. My dollar for that dollar would have been even money.
Well, and speaking of the Twins, their last 10 not great. After I would say a surprising start to their season, I think this is more of the team that the fan base thought they were going to be, and then they weren't, and everybody was like, "What the hell?" But now we're back to normal.
But the thing is with the Twins, if you could slide over to the run differential, they're not getting blown out like I kind of thought they were. They're kind of pretty consistent with their games. They're losing in extra innings. So
it's the bats though too.
Yeah, even on their run differential.
So they are just. It's the bats. It's the missed opportunity on pitching. The bullpen's kind of rocky right now, but
they're going to have a hard time chasing these two teams to the basement.
Yeah.
What
is the running and scoring percentage? Like, what's the runs and scoring percentage for the team? Like, how often are they scoring on runners in scoring position?
They're not. Too. No, they're not.
Easy pause. We're getting advanced here, buddy.
Yeah. This ain't analytics, but the Twins aren't scoring as much as they should be with runners in scoring position.
I don't know anything about what Potts just said. I'm barely qualified to host this show.
They keep that stat for our teams?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Somebody probably does.
They quit keeping that one after.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that AL West. The Las Vegas Athletics. Just riding the top out there.
They still playing on the shorter field? They're still playing at Steinbrenner?
Yeah.
No, Athletics are playing
in Sacramento.
They get their home back?
No, they're playing in Sacramento.
Yeah, they're playing in Sacramento.
If you're thinking of the Rays.
Yeah.
You're thinking of the Rays.
It's not helping them either. Man, look at those Braves. Braves staying hot.
They're doing fine.
That's great. Are they
the pace they're setting right now? They'll be great once they get some of these people back from the IR.
Yeah. 6 games up already. I mean,
the Phillies. I'm loving that skid. That's good stuff.
Yeah,
anytime a Philadelphia team's losing is a good day.
Yeah, Cubs were a big part of that. Actually, both of these teams, keeping both these teams in the basement. My Cubbies were winners of 10 in a row before they went out to Los Angeles. Now I've let the last 2 slide there, but that's brought them from down here at the bottom up to second place in the NL Central and looking pretty good doing it. I don't know if this has been updated. I know they lost.
I like the standing for the next category there, division
West.
Well, that's got to be updated because the Padres just lost. They blew a 6-run lead.
Right. So Padres just lost. Dodgers just won. So this is a little outdated. I can't remember when I pulled this up. Maybe I'll refresh
So you can take the
seat.
There it is.
Oh, no, it did.
That
Here
looks better.
Now it just did update.
Oh, that doesn't look right. Let's refresh again.
Yeah.
It won't go back. It won't go back.
They blew a 6-run lead.
Wow.
It's 19. It's all right.
Yeah, this is going to be a street fight out there all season long.
But that whole division just looks solid. Just like
nobody's out of it. Nobody's out of it. One person gets injured, everything changes.
Well,
look at this entire division is above 500.
Look at this. Go to Bubba. Can you go back up to the AL West real quick?
Yeah, they're taking it.
Yeah.
Look at the AL West and how tight this all is.
Yeah.
And then go back down to the NL West.
Yeah, it's all tight.
Look at how tight the West Coast is. Like, literally, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. If you take the Padres, the Diamondbacks, and the Giants, and you were to put them in separate divisions, they would probably win their division at least every 2 years. The Padres would probably win it multiple years in a row.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean... Yep. It comes in spurts.
Yep.
So my buddy Brad Morgan, who's a fellow Midwest Country Music Organization member, has become a good friend. Him and his wife. He sang the national anthem at Wrigley in that finale against the Phillies. So on there singing the national anthem, really cool moment. I didn't get to attend the game in person, but seeing your friend out there singing at one of your favorite places to some of your favorite people was just super cool, man.
Dope.
Yeah, it was awesome. So when my dad's cruising through, and I think the Blues Brothers were on, and he was like, "Oh, Wrigley Field." My daughter's like, "My dad's friend just sang."
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. It was awesome. Yeah. It was awesome to see him out there and singing my favorite song in one of my favorite buildings. Just really incredible, and can't wait to hopefully get him on the show and talk about that moment specifically. And it just neat. Just love the opportunities that baseball affords us. I hope I get an opportunity to sing it at our local Sioux Falls Stadium. Now that we're kind of building a relationship with the team up there, I would relish in that opportunity. Anytime that I get to sing the national anthem is such a blessing to me, to kind of serve in whatever way that I can. The great patriots that defend our country. I'm always happy to do that. And it's as a musician, I don't know that there's really any greater honor than to be asked to do that, no matter what the game or the stadium is. It's pretty incredible bit to do it in. B, you had a couple topics you wanted to hit tonight. We covered the standings. We talked a little bit about the teams, everything going on.
Well,
Hey, super fan. Thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate you.
I love that logo there.
That was cool, huh?
That was a cool logo. So first, let's talk about it since we kind of already alluded to it, going over the standings. The fallout of the Boston Red Sox firing Alex Cora. Most of the coaching staff, I think I read a story, something about Travis Story is upset. The team's upset that this all came out. So, Grady, I'll start with you. What did you think of the news of the firing?
What do I think of the news of the fire? Let's be honest, Boston. Let's be honest. Anybody in Boston out there, how'd y'all find out? Did you find out by the landline still? Because y'all still calling out there. I know y'all are. How'd they find out? Was everybody in the metal chairs still in the break room like, hey, hold on a minute. That's our coach. Oh, wait a minute. I guess not. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in Boston. A little weird. Given kind of like, feels like somebody was maybe lied to. Feels like an 18-year-old breakup a little bit like, no, you lied to me. No, I didn't lie to you. Yeah, you did. I don't know what happened here. Alex Cora respected throughout the league, won a World Series, great coach, good infielder. Yeah, you just weren't winning, bud. Yankees, not really much you can do there. I mean, Garrett Crochet, I don't really think if you're throwing him out there, I don't think you think you're gonna make it the whole way. Do we? I mean, come on, Boston. Do we? Do we think that? I don't know. Maybe we do. I don't. But I don't know. It seems like things are going a little south. I don't think the talent's there. Maybe the expectation's a little high, just being Boston, that they want to win. I don't see them winning though with what they've got going on.
Well, and that's obvious. I was just going back because I was like, man, I don't remember Boston being good, but you finished last in the division in 22, in 23, in 21. They were a wild card team, so you haven't made the playoffs since 2021.
Yeah.
And you finished with less than 90 wins in the last 3 seasons. Yeah. Right. So I mean, that's just unacceptable.
The Yanks are doing
a baseball
Yankee
town.
Stuff.
Yeah, in a baseball town, that's unacceptable to have 5 years of bottom feeding to get it together. And I don't know what the problem is. I don't follow Boston close enough. I know they had a bit of a they just haven't been able to retain the talent that they do have. You get these guys, and it seems like obviously Pod's team, the Dodgers, just buy it up. If you have a player that's worth a shit, they're probably going to end up in Los Angeles. Same thing with the Braves, right? Freddie Freeman ends up out there, and it's just the state of baseball. And I think that's why we talked about it, a few weeks ago now, about an incoming, whether it's a strike by the players or it's a lockout by the owners, or that there's changes coming to the game of baseball. I don't know if it's a salary cap. I don't know what it does, but I don't know that the league survives just being so top heavy with your talent and where they end up, whether that's New York or LA. But you have these, and I don't want to call, Atlanta and Boston kind of secondary to those, but teams just players are going to go chase that money. This is a finite sport.
Right.
Yeah. And they're just going to go. And with these teams being able to offer, double digit millions over what other teams even can, it makes it really, really tough.
The coach, the story I told about the coach I met that told the story about Greg throwing in the bullpen, he was talking about contracts, and he was talking about why players don't come back. Because we were talking about why Maddox came back and why Glavine never did. And it was like, I don't know if it's the same now, because Atlanta really is a big market. Like, I don't know if you could call it small market. Maybe in the 90s you could when it was Turner and all that, but maybe not. But they said once you leave, and they used Brian McCann as the example, because they would think it was like 06. But once he got the opportunity to get the contract from the Yankees, you're never going to be able to go up again. Like, that's as high as you're going to get. So you just take it, because the Braves can't match it. They're like a level 2 tier kind of team when it comes to contracts. And that's why Chris Sale went from Boston back down to Atlanta. was one bad season. But that's like coming down a tier. They consider the Braves second tier.
Yeah.
Or the pros do.
No, and I would say, I mean, even the Cubs are kind of in that second tier as well, where you're talking about historic franchises, but for one reason or another will not, like, either the front office won't spend the money to that. And it's not to say that the Cubs won't spend money, but you get into a bidding war with these teams and the Dodgers will just keep going, right? They'll just keep going until you're all in and they still have money to go. And sometime at some point you're going to get caught in that and you're going to sign a contract that you really didn't want to and have an albatross around your neck. And I'd say that the Cubs organization had the Derek Lee contract that was kind of like that years ago. And I don't know that they, you know, it took them a long time to recover from that, but you had, it just, I don't know what the solution is, right? I'm not smart enough on the money side to take it to that next level. Do you have, and then you have kind of what happened last year with Toronto making the World Series, who didn't spend all the money, but you kind of saw it that you can take the team to a game 7, but you're still outgunned, right? And the team that spends all the money still comes home with the hardware. So hard to say. What are your thoughts, Pods, as being the one who's kind of benefiting from it, at least as a fan a little bit right now? What's your thought on teams like the Dodgers just being able to kind of spend to the limit and outspending a Boston who, like I said, for whatever reason, maybe it's front office just says they're not going to, but give us your thoughts on that in general. And then we'd love to get your thoughts on, the Boston situation specifically as well.
Well, I'll just put it this way and put it very bluntly. It's just, as being somebody who benefits from the Dodgers being in such a situation right now where we are able to pay these people because we have fantastic ownership, we have a fantastic front office, everybody gets along. Like, people, not only do we have the money, but you hear about the people, especially the journeymen who come through LA, they're like, I love playing in LA, not just because, oh yeah, they're going to pay me a boatload of money and it's California, but they're like, oh yeah, we love this team. They're winners. So it helps when you have all the money and a winning culture. It helps tremendously. But as far as the money goes, we're basically doing what the Yankees did for 2 decades, from the 90s to the early 2000s. It's just happening in the National League now, whereas the Yankees used to buy all the players, like when they'd go out, get a Johnny Damon, go out, get a, Jason Giambi, take him from the Athletics,
Randy Johnson.
It's just happening in the National League now. It happened in the American League in the 90s and the 2000s, and we're the beneficiaries of it. But what I say, too, is you guys know I have a secondary team that I really like. That being our fellow AL Central Kansas City Royals, who are currently dead last in the AL Central right now. Is that sometimes these teams that are known for their farms will win. 1, maybe 2. But the people who own these teams can't outspend a Steve Cohen and a Magic Johnson and that, partnership groups. So we either have to put and look, I love my Dodgers because we get all the money, we get all the players, but I want it to be fair too, is we need to get a salary cap in baseball, but we also need to establish a minimum floor so that some of these cheap owners who are just being cheap for the sake of being cheap have to put a minimum amount of money into player contracts and coaching contracts to improve their roster. Because what happens
is that like the second, the third, fourth tier become feeders for the upper teams, right? They get to draft all the top players. They develop them in their farm system. They get them to the show. They perform well, and then they leave the team. And whether the teams are getting back draft compensation with that, which, the NFL is kind of known for at this point, you get a player up to that and then sell so you can get something back from that. That's definitely in the weeds of the business of professional sports, especially. But you can't have this where you have a third to half of the league is just a feeder for the top teams in the league to keep resupplying their talent, and the top teams don't develop their own at all.
Okay, let me ask you guys a question though. Who, in your opinion, would you consider, because it's got to be more than just the Yankees and the Dodgers. Who would you consider if you had to put it into 5 teams, 6 teams? Who are the people right now that the feeders are going to outside of LA and New York?
Oh, got you right here. How many do you want? Do you want 5 or 6?
Go 6. Make it an even number.
Go 6. We'll go even.
We'll go 6. Shit, let's go 6.
Go 3 AL, go 3 NL.
I got you. Dodgers. Dodgers. The Dodgers. 1 AL team, Yankees. Then they'll go to the Dodgers and the Dodgers.
Okay.
What did I miss last year? That was the whole bottom line of ESPN. It was like Dodgers, blah, blah, blah.
But
hey, they pulled out cards from Japan. I didn't know who these people were. They're pulling up different highlights. They're like, yeah, we just got this guy. How? And second question. Hold on, Pods. I'll go ahead.
Speaking of Japan, just got to give a shout out real quick. Murakami for the White Sox, the White Samurai.
Yeah, rookie.
6 homers, 5 homers in a row in 5 games. Shout out to him. He is crushing.
Only rookie to do
literally.
That, yeah. All right, so Pods, question. I know that was a dumb answer, but the real question here, because I heard your speech and that was great. I don't know if you believed it, but it kind of sounds like
what believe in a salary cap and a salary floor.
No. I meant we win and we love each other, and the whole place is built around winners, and we don't poop, and it's rainbows. LA Dodgers kind of stuff. What are you telling the minor leaguers that y'all draft? Because it's like, that was the look I was getting. Like, what are these guys doing in the clubhouse? Bottom feeders all the way through AAA. It's like, hey, you think you're getting called up? What have I told you about asking that question, Johnny? You ain't getting called up. You better find a good life here in Reno. You love Reno.
Right. And who was the last? The Dodgers, but the Dodgers did develop some talent, right? In the last decade.
3 call-ups right now.
Muncy is okay. Max was a product, right?
Max
and then you had their
I don't think Max was in our system. Max, we got Max from the A's.
Either way, he's the one.
I thought he was playing AAA and then got called up to the Dodgers.
No, I think he was playing professionally for Oakland.
Oh, well, that explains why I never saw him.
It's all good.
That's sad.
Was Bellinger a product
of,
right? He came up through the Dodger organization.
Yeah.
Freddie was an LA kid. He wanted to be a Dodger, but he was a Brave, and then he became
he was a Brave, and you know what? Look, you can call me a liar and you can say bullshit right now. As much as I love Freddie Freeman and I thank him for the last 2 World Series.
Yeah, you stole him.
He should still be a Brave.
Yeah. His agent did
Dodger blue, but he looks better in Brave.
You sent him home. He's not coming back now. It's not
right.
It's
I'm just saying.
That's the other thing is that once they do sign, these baseball players are signing these contracts. They're not 1 or 2 year deals, right? They're signing these massive deals, and they're finishing out the back, 6 to 8 years of their careers out there. And does it maybe implode at some point? Maybe. I think we're in the middle of it right now, and it looks like it's just going to be Dodgers.
Okay.
And it was nice that they got over the hump, right? Because I know they had made it several years, going up against the cheating Astros and weren't able to really get over that hump. It was looking for a time, is Clayton Kershaw ever going to win a World Series, right?
You got 2, baby.
You got one of the best pitchers in, or the history of the league, really. Dominant pitcher that wasn't able to get over that hump.
Best since Koufax. that's what I've got to give him. Best
Right.
since coming
And
back.
so, it is definitely some recency bias on our side of hating on the Dodgers right now.
Sure, yeah.
But it goes in waves too. And I don't know who's that next team, right? Who's going to be that team that comes out? Are the Cubs able to get over the hump? I know they won a nail biter the other night against the Dodgers, but then ended up dropping 2 out of 3, dropping the last 2 games, getting blown out and shut out today and last night. That who's going to be that team that's able to get over the hump? And it's not to say that the Cubs aren't buying talent and trading for talent. Our best players, PCA came over in a deal when you were selling off the remainder of the 2016 team, right? Coming over from the Mets in the Chris Bryant deal, right?
Yeah,
to
man.
him out and you got, replenish the coffers in that way, but it's a long process, right? You get a Dansby Swanson in there, Shota from overseas, and it takes a lot to build it takes a lot more to build a winner when you have these teams, historically the Yankees, who are still doing the same thing. They just haven't achieved the results, right? That we have this, but it would be nice to see it build up again. And I think that's the salary cap and the way that the draft is set up in the NFL, that you have that parity in the league a little bit more. But we'll see. I think there's so much that's going to change in baseball over the next 5 years, and probably things that we don't even have, a pulse on right now that'll be coming down.
What Bubba, is the problem? I answer one of your questions?
Go ahead.
You asked who that next team up would probably be. The Padres just got bought for like $3 billion, so they might be next in line.
Yeah.
So, because I have the inclination that this new ownership wants to spend and wants to win.
Well, you want to see some ROI on that investment for sure at $3 billion with a B dollars. What's your take on all of this, man? I feel like we haven't heard enough from you tonight.
Well, the manager thing, I mean, it's early season. I mean, there's probably a lot more in the behind the doors that we don't know about that probably won't come out. So that's probably the big reason why everything got out there. But I mean, like she talked about it, Cora was a winner as a player. He came to, a couple manager stints and won. So, but I'm with, Pods and everybody. I think we need some kind of salary cap in baseball, especially a floor to where the Twins and all these teams that are trying to get by cheap have to spend up to. And I think overall it would make, baseball a little bit better, just like football, where, you might have the same teams in the playoffs, but maybe you don't. Maybe you get a surprise team to win it all. I mean, I go back to, 3 years ago when Shohei signed with the Dodgers, and everybody was just afraid that he was going to ask for too much money, and so nobody bid on him except for the Dodgers. And it comes out they deferred all his money till after his career's over, and they're only paying him like $2 million each year. Which team? I mean, take out the big markets. I mean, if everybody knew that, a lot more teams probably would have went out and
I don't know that everybody was getting that deal.
And honestly, maybe not. But I'm just saying, if we knew that there was a chance for us to sign possibly the best baseball player of all time to that type of deal, I mean, there might have been more of a market. But
still seem pretty crazy too.
Well, I think his goal was to go to the Dodgers. I don't think it was anybody else. I think it was Dodgers or nobody. So
right, and that's why I say nobody else was getting that.
But I mean, but I'm thinking if the playing field was fair, and we wanted to make an offer, to get that type of deal. I mean, that would have been a heck of a deal. I mean, we always talk about and make fun of, what is it, June 4th? Or is it June 1st that is Barry Bonds Day in New York?
I got no idea.
I'll have to look that up. But yeah, his big salary that they are yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or is it July 1st?
It's something like that.
Yeah.
It's Bobby Bonilla.
Bobby Bonilla Day, yep.
Yeah.
they celebrate it in New York every year. So
he's running out of time. Yeah, that's yeah.
Well, I think it's 2030 or 2035. His deal runs out. So
keep it going, Bobby.
But that man was on a generational fleece, bro.
Yeah,
he's still on it. He's still on it.
But that's the thing too. I mean, just to be in that negotiation where
that's a generational run.
but that's what I'm just saying. You're in discussing this deal, and the Mets don't want you, but you're not going to give up the money, so they're going to pay you for what 30 years, $1 million each year. Not to play.
Give me the annuity. Give me. The
no kidding. So
I think they actually fly him like a suitcase. It's not that much, but I mean it's like $15,000, I think.
No, I think it's I'll look, but
I mean it's a lot, but
bro, you gotta give Bobby Bonilla some credit though. That makes him like one of the OGs of getting the bag in MLB.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'll give you all right.
So Bobby Bonilla Day is July 1st, and he receives a check from the Mets, $1,193,248.20.
I was way off.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah. And that goes until 2035.
Well, with New York City taxes, though, he probably only gets about $15,000.
$15,000. What did I say?
I don't get it. Yeah.
Called it, Bobby.
Yeah.
So the whole salary cap thing, I tell you the team to look at and wonder why or anything. You want to ask why we're going to have to go into this whole lockout. Look at Miami.
Yeah.
You can't tell me who plays for Miami. If you go look at the camera, there's nobody in that stadium.
Mm-hmm.
That's a major market. Messi took everybody. They have found out that you cannot compete with an international superstar. It doesn't matter if you got a major market or not.
Yeah.
Messi took them.
But Tampa Bay Rays are kind of in that same boat too. When they had a good team, but they couldn't fill the stadium until playoffs came, and then everybody wanted to go, and they're selling out.
The Tampa Bay Rays are also notoriously cheap.
Yeah, that is true too.
But how the hell are you going to pull people from the beach into a freaking baseball stadium? That's just
notoriously cheap. They should have relocated from Tropicana 10 years ago.
Yep, I totally agree with that one.
But yeah,
They've
Miami
only hurt their
Miami's
own business and their own exposure and players.
Well, that stadium too didn't help either. I have a buddy that used to live in Miami. He said that stadium was just terrible for baseball.
Yeah, it's a football stadium.
Yeah, because it's a pain in the ass to get to.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Why are you going to waste the day that you could be on the beach and be like it? It almost like the city that you live in works against you, where you're like, why would I leave the ocean? What are you talking about? You want me to go sit and watch 3 hours of bad baseball, even good baseball, over Miami Beach?
Yeah,
I wouldn't do it.
Good. Like, are they serving cocaine on the menu at the baseball field? Like,
wow,
you're gonna have to do something.
You go right
have to do something. Is there free drinks? Is there,
Flamingo bar?
Is there a hot dog eating contest? Something, please.
Yeah. And the only contestants are scantily clad women in bikinis.
All right, Shady, I gotta ask you something though.
All right.
So I kind of saw this, and we were talking amongst ourselves earlier today. The unwritten rules and some of the stuff that's been getting kind of just abused lately in this modern MLB. Like the unwritten rules seem like they can really get their hands washed of them. They just do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Kids are cocky these days.
Depends on which ones we're talking about. Which ones are you specifically talking about?
What do you think about that? What do you think about the unwritten rules and how things have been going?
I mean, which ones are you specifically talking about? Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Come here, Pods.
Nope.
He's all right.
Lost him.
So that was one of the topics I wanted to bring up because there's a big scuffle yesterday in the basketball game with the Timberwolves where the game was out. They had a fast break, easy layup. But, I mean, there's a couple of rules that I know that are unwritten in baseball. Like, if you're coming off the field, don't jog over the pitcher's mound. Go around it. You know, if you're up by a lot and you hit a home run, don't stare and look at it like it's a game-winning shot. I mean, Shady, you probably got more experience with.
I was gonna say, it's important to have context because you don't want Shady just kind of going off on bad advice. All right, tell me exactly.
Literally, that's our show.
All right. So what you do is you look down at the catcher. All right, you're gonna give him one of these. He's gonna go this or this. All right, this one's the one you want. All right.
Nope.
You're gonna aim a little bit high at the collarbone here, son. No, don't do that. All right. So I don't know. Look, I mean, the whole pimping home runs. You getting hit from me. I don't care. Pimp it, bro. Pimp it. Pimping since pimping. Go ahead,
understand the consequences. That's the only thing, right? You want to go and you want to stare at? Cool. You're catching one. You're catching some sweet chin music with the next pitch.
I'm not going to hit you in the head. Nobody's getting hit in the head. But you're going to think you're getting hit in the head. So.
And it's kind of, here's the thing, though. Yeah. I love to see competitive fire in MLB and any competitive baseball whatsoever.
Yeah.
But pitchers can be kind of bitches because, like,
indeed.
Oh wait,
we'll celebrate.
Words. Let me clear the stage.
Indeed. Keep going, Pods.
Wrong?
No, keep going. Keep going. Can he not hear every time we do this?
I thought there was going to be a brawl. I wanted to make sure we got it clipped properly.
Can you not hear when it goes to the two clips? Keep going. Keep going. Why are pitchers bitches? Wow, come on.
Well, I don't know.
Maybe because I think he's on an iPad. Maybe when I swap stuff like that,
maybe we should ask Robin Ventura if pitchers are bitches.
I'm sorry. Did I do something wrong there?
No. I was taking it down to the two screens.
So why are pitchers bitches?
I'm sorry. My internet's being really wonky right now. There's a bad windstorm going on out there. We got like 45-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, that's that's my fastball flying by your house right now. Why are pitchers bitches?
I said they're being something because, like, and this is my context because they're very hypocritical. Like, so one of my favorite guys on my team is Alex Vesia. Anytime he gets a big strikeout, he's out there, getting it, like, let's go.
Yeah.
But then you're going to be mad when someone hits an absolute fucking bomb off you.
That's why I'm all for it. That's why I'm all for the
like,
pimping.
Bro, if you can sit there and celebrate them striking out on live television, then you can take one on the chin of you getting your shit sent over the fence. Like, you threw a cookie and it got crushed. Let the man have his moment.
I do.
I'm going to go back to something I say a lot. Let them get juiced up. Let everybody celebrate. You know what? Let's go. If somebody wants to fight, then you hit the green button, right? Both players consent, and then you put them in a cage. Let's bring in some WWE action here. I say you just let them go. All right, boys, you got 3 minutes to settle this shit. Let's go. You want to bring fans back to the game. You want to bring some excitement back to baseball.
You know what? We go into a lockout this year like it's all being planned. I am voting right in that Bubba Starks is the new commissioner of MLB.
Yeah, I don't want to be commissioner, but I definitely want to
you're going to be commissioner. You're
director of gameplay.
You're the commissioner. You're setting the rules.
Small fights.
If you don't use steroids, you're out of the league.
You're gonna get passed. You're gonna get passed up.
Like, look, dude, you gotta. On a real note, though, speaking about the commissioner, it is about time that we've got a new commissioner. Not only, I know this is baseball, but we needed. It still bugs me. He called the World Series trophy a piece of metal.
You gonna stick him back in a Cracker Jack box?
Like, we need somebody younger and who can see, like, bring a little bit of life back into baseball. Because right now,
I think you need
I feel
somebody
like baseball's more
has played
popular in
baseball.
Japan than it is here.
I mean,
I think you need a
In
guy
Korea.
I think MLB needs a baseball guy that's been through the ropes, has played it, has retired. You know, maybe a guy like Albert Pujols would be perfect. You know, somebody that's respectable that come in there and lead from being in that position.
The problem with the commissioner job is that the commissioner works for the owners.
Yeah,
right. And these owners, what you need is someone who can communicate effectively to them that we are trying to bring it in. And you need to look no further than the success of Banana Ball to see that, hey, we don't have to rewrite the entire rule book, right? You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to, go turn it into American Gladiators like I want to. You probably don't have to do that, but you have to find ways to celebrate the traditions of baseball, but also living to push it into the future, not reacting 10 years too late, right? Like automatic balls and strikes becoming a thing this year and not a decade ago when you probably had the technology to do it then. That's a misstep. You should be as the league, and I think that's what the NFL and the NFL has a lot of ways to implement things beforehand. And I know that the MLB uses some of their lesser leagues, AA, and knowing there's affiliate and unaffiliated ball now, doing my research and connecting with several other leagues, that there are things that are being tried out in those lower leagues before they're moving up. But I think just the whole process was way too late. You were way too far behind. The NFL moved really fast with instant replay and how they're going to implement it. And I think you're getting to a point now where you need to pull back on some of the things that are in the process, right? Like I don't think that replay, you're never going to pull it back out, right? You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. Speeding up the process, right? I think the chip they have in the football now to be able to, we're not going to sit here and watch 10 minutes of video to get it. No, here, you want this? Here's new technology. That's where the spot is. And now you don't even, you're going to eliminate the chain gangs. You're going to eliminate some of these purist type things.
Not the chain gang. Those guys been there for years.
Well, let me tell you this. Their lives. You got these 75-year-old men
that's gonna be
running up and down the field.
You remember last year, chain gang, man?
Bubba, you just made a great point about how the NFL was quicker to the jump to the starting line with instant replay and all that. You know what the sad thing is, and you know why I still think outside of Japan and Korea, why baseball is still regional, is because we do not have that energy that we used to have in the early 2000s, the late 90s. Like, it's just so stagnant. Like, I feel like when it comes to just the rules and replay and trying to speed up the game, the NFL already been through that problem twice and has now extended their season again, and they're probably going to extend it to 18. We're just now figuring out how to use instant replay. Like, we caught up to 2009.
Yeah,
you're at least a decade behind. Go ahead, Shady.
Yeah, I'm really sorry to do this. Anybody watching and us guys sitting here. That trip I took to Amsterdam and Europe and all that, Bubba, even though that all the stories and stuff, those were fun. The whole reason I was there was to do a dissertation for my senior year on European sport culture, specifically the advancements of grassroots programs. I didn't really know what that meant. I knew I was going over there to study Little League, kind of. All right. I thought we were cool. I thought we were advanced. Guys, they've been doing this since the 70s. The Soviets been doing this since the 50s. They're doing way more. I was blown away at London. Just London. And then you talk about third world countries and other countries and stuff. That's a whole different ballgame. But like as far as sophistication, we got a lot of gap to cover, and that was 2015. So I would hate to think how much further it's gotten.
Dude, our developmental in terms of how we do our youth sports up to the college AAU and stuff like that,
it's not
our
fair.
stuff is still stuck in 2002.
Dog, it's not even close.
We are 2 decades behind on how we develop athletes, and that is why the world's game football, soccer
Mhm.
is a niche sport in our country.
Yeah. But
Our women
Basic-
are good at it, though. Really good at it.
yeah,
So are Japan.
they're strict. Japan's just really strict. Super strict. They're same batting stance.
Yeah,
same.
Shady, me and you would have never made it in Japanese culture.
You're right. You're right. We beat them by 1. Let's go, USA.
Awesome, guys. Great to jump back in with the crew. Missed you guys. I can't wait to get on a golf course. Actually, it was snowing in Deadwood when I went back there. It snowed. So usually I'm thinking about like, oh man, can I get out on the course while I'm out there? And what can we do? And there was 6 inches of snow on the ground. So that I feel like I stepped back in time going out there this weekend, but back here now, we're finally getting some moisture here. I'm very grateful. It means that we will actually open up our courses and things here soon without them being crispy like it's August. So grateful for that. Anything you want to touch on, B, before we go? Try to get out of here. I'm going to get a good night's sleep tonight. I know that.
No, I'm going to head out too. But what about that big home run from Cruz of Pittsburgh on hitting the top of the flight pole the other day? I know the flight pole is a home run still, but just to be able to knock it off the top of the flight pole. But yeah, so if you guys seen the clip, go check it out if you haven't. We're going to talk about the catch or non-catch by the pitcher.
Yeah, it's a catch.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be a catch.
That's a catch.
I think it was called a catch.
Catch.
So,
yeah. All right,
but,
good. I'm glad we're all in agreement on that. I didn't think there'd be a lot of pushback, but
no,
The
whether
way
he
you
meant
hit
to or
me
not,
with the
ball
ball
never
and
touched the ground.
catch it. Did it hit the ground?
Bro.
No, this is
but
what I'm
I
saying.
tell you what, I would have to go change some clothes after that. I mean,
Bro, this is the MLB, not the NFL. The MLB has defined what a catch is. At least with that, they're ahead of the curve.
True story.
But nope, I just can't wait. Let's see, 7 o'clock, so we'll probably be, or 8 o'clock my time. Tomorrow, probably wrapping up the Seattle Twins game. I'll try to get some good coverage if the weather's permitted. Hopefully, the rain's supposed to be like 20%, so hopefully we get to.
Garrett Clemens says, "Hey,
G, what's good, G?"
Sorry,
Yeah,
I didn't get your comments in here earlier, buddy. I appreciate you tuning in. Thanks, G.
Well, guys, it's been a good one. Shady, you're gonna have to get up out of your shed and come scramble with me here in Southern Cal.
Grady's got sciatic nerve pain. Grady ain't gonna be doing nothing for a couple weeks.
It sounds like he's gonna be arguing with his trainer a little bit next weekend too. So
yeah, can't move, bro.
Grady, you got to freaking call me on Messenger about that. I want to hear that story, like, personally.
We're gonna get into it. We're gonna have him on the Scratch Project next week. He's gonna tune in from the dealership where he'll be yelling at his GM and doing the show with us. So
that's what we do, baby. Sell cars, fast money, fast life. Don't do drugs.
Hopefully, we get that bad boy signed tomorrow.
That's cool.
Okay.
There you go.
Well,
put a call in, Shady. Help B get that Cal Raleigh card signed while he's at the game.
Oh yeah, but he ain't answering my call. Hey, TJ, what's your brother doing, man? Hey, tell your brother I said, hey, man. What you, Grady? No. Oh my God. How'd you get this number?
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you guys. Can't wait for next Sunday. Get together again for 7, 8, 9. We got a ton to talk about this Tuesday on Vikings United, our NFL programming. So if you're tuning in, come back and join us on Tuesday. Make sure you scratch or tune in to the Scratch Project on Saturday. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you check us out. Garrett, we'd love to have you on. You're welcome to join us for a live, man. Yeah, we would love to have you. We'd love to have you. Next week, we'll send you the link. Shane, you get together.
I will be there. I am off
now you signed up. Don't back out.
Yeah, let's go. We're going to have a great time. Love all of our fans. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We got a big week talking about the NFL draft on Tuesday. And then getting back to golf action. I know they had the the really cool format to the tournament. This way, the Zurich Open.
Yep. Shout out the Fitzpatrick brothers on the W.
Yeah, Maddie's staying hot. We got a lot to talk about. We'll cover that and get a little bit caught up on Saturday's show about that. We skipped this week. I was out of town. Pods was hurt. It just made more sense to kind of leave it alone. And it was weird, like I said, weird tournament. Interesting. The only one that they do that where it's
they should do more of that.
It was pretty cool, right? And obviously we got Live Golf news to talk about as it slowly kind of fades into oblivion. It feels like. There we go. I don't know what club you're gripping, buddy, but
what did I call it? Grip God? I took an Instagram video. I was like, "Go fucking grip God over here, bro." He's like looking down the thing, got the earpiece in. I was like, "Fucking AI."
All right, boys. Before we get out of here, I have to ask one question.
Uh-oh.
I know this is baseball, but I want to ask one golf question.
No.
After watching the Zurich Classic, do you feel like they should do more of those in the tour? Or that maybe the PGA could create a whole separate thing for team-based as well.
I guess I didn't see.
The Zurich Classic it's a 2-man, and is it scramble format pods, or how do they play that? It's just team.
I think the first one's alternate. The first one is a foursome that you play, and another. And then the second one is alternate shot.
Oh my God.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know if they need more of them. I think it's cool that they have the one, and then obviously, Ryder Cup is extraneous to the that's more of a bragging rights kind of thing. I don't know, something to talk about, and especially when you have all this talent coming back over there from Live, and you need to get it. I think you see how much golf fans appreciate it. So maybe they can squeeze in some more fun stuff. It'll be interesting to see what happens over the course. I think golf's going to get a big shakeup over the next 3 years as well, especially, Live came in and shook it up. Okay. So yeah, we're getting a little bit of the,
okay. Thank you for the clarity there, G.
Yeah, appreciate you, G. Thanks for
that'd be kind of cool every couple months do a tournament like that,
Right. Little something that just makes it fun and a little bit of special events. It'd be cool. Maybe you can sneak a few extra events in during the year and elongate the season. Maybe.
How they just stopped doing the stuff in Hawaii? Like now that they're not doing the Hawaii swing off, maybe they could have like a casual team tournament to play somewhere else, like in LA or Miami.
I like
or
it.
Something.
We're going to talk more about that on Saturday pods. Maybe we can coax some of the guys to come back in with us for the Scratch Project Saturday cut line and get it done.
Grady, you better be there.
I'd be G too. G's your golf man, dog. He's
awesome. All right, G, we're gonna get you add him into the group chat, and we're gonna get it moving. So appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you. This has been another episode of 789. Make sure you subscribe to the Scene Project Sports Network YouTube channel. Lots of great golf coverage coming from us. Lots of great baseball coverage coming. Don't want to announce anything and get over my skis quite yet, but talking to a lot of teams in the Northwoods League up here, which is an amateur wood bat league. And
the St. Paul Saints used to be a part of that league.
Oh, really? Okay, cool. They got a team in Mankato. I know a couple North Dakota teams. They got teams all across Wisconsin and Michigan too. I've been on the phone with a couple of the GMs and getting some more coverage going. So really exciting stuff coming from us. It's going to be a packed summer full of some great content, some really awesome teams and different stuff. So with that, make sure you subscribe, give the video a like, share it with some other baseball fans and your crew, and we will see you next Sunday at 7 for 789. See you, boys.
See you guys.
Later.